Lgbt fam, we're back again with another lit
banger. What's good, you guys?
Alright, you guys, so today we are going to be doing another installment of the Queer Survival Guide. Alright, we are going to be talking about, would you like to do the honors?
How we knew we were gay.
Yay!
We're gonna be telling you guys this because and talking about it because I feel like a lot of people want to know what the signs are and they want to relate to other people and be like, oh, I felt like that too. Or there's some people out there that you guys might be young and or just confused, don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
And it might be nice to hear some other people how they found out, because our experiences I think are probably really different. And it's kind of cool to know how I think so.
Oh, dang.
Yeah,
okay. I thought we would have this.
I think we'll talk about it now. People
Okay,
can
we're gonna figure it out with
Yeah.
you guys then, okay? Okay, so the first thing that I kind of started noticing was, I started noticing that I was starting to look at girls more. It was girls were kind of drawing my attention and my eye more than guys were.
How old were you?
Oh my goodness, I don't even know. I was young. My grade 1 teacher, I was definitely had a crush on. So grade 1, I can remember. And it was just this weird intriguing thing where if I think of that teacher, it's you kind of get butterflies and you're I really like her, but you can't put your words, you can't figure out what it actually means because you're in grade 1, which is you're 5 or 6. So it's
Right.
but I do remember being super intrigued by her and always being a little bit more intrigued by the girls in the class and not really paying attention to the boys as much. I would play with the boys. I didn't have girl friends growing up ever really, but I just remember being very drawn to women and girls obviously at that age in general.
So I really wasn't overly. I would say that I was really stunted in terms of doing this because one, I really didn't have an overt attraction to straight girls ever. It just I'm only attracted to masculine energy and masculine
you can't have masculine energy in
no, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that it's just a lot rarer, I think, to have the dominant very masculine energy that a gay woman has in a lot of straight women. There are some people that are, but I also when people are that people show interest in me, that also makes me more attracted to them. So I feel I don't really fighting for people that I don't I don't know, I've never really had an unrequited love. I think I had maybe one friend at one point that I was oh, I had weird little gay thoughts, but they were also so fragmented that it was hard to really even piece it together and actually think oh, you might be gay. But I do remember I had some really weird fragmented thoughts when people would say bad things about gay people. I would be
oh, hell no.
I would be no, I wouldn't even be mad. I was just I remember feeling uncomfortable and kind of scared every time.
Yeah,
people would be
people
would be oh, yeah, I can never be friends with a lesbian. And I remember being really but I didn't know why, because I was I'm so straight. Oh, yeah, I couldn't be friends with a lesbian either, back in 2002, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just a different time. So I don't know, I didn't have the same experience where I started being drawn. I didn't have the being drawn to women thing until university.
Okay.
Because that's when I started seeing more masculine women and I was oh my god, I love this.
Yeah.
But before that, I grew up in a small town and there was nobody I was really into, because I'm more niche about there's a bigger population of people you think are attractive.
Yeah.
Than me, I'm a lot more picky.
Yeah. Okay, so the next thing that I started to really realize okay, this is the thing, is all of my relationships that I was having with men, I felt something was severely off. I couldn't put my finger on what it was, but it was I just wasn't connecting.
Yeah.
You know, it was something was just always a little hair off, and it was I couldn't quite, I don't know, it's just it felt it was there was no emotion.
Yeah.
It was very much friends. And there was no romantic connection or feelings at all. It was I was basically yo bro, what's good? It was never oh my god, you're so cute. It's just kind of and it's funny because it was only guys that came up to me. I was never even seeking it out. It was just kind of well, I don't really want to be gay if this is the well, at that point I didn't even know I was gay. It was more just kind of a icky feeling of I don't really know what's going on here, but I'm gonna just keep trying to like be with the guy. Maybe everyone feels this way, and eventually I'll probably find the right one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me it was kind of similar. It was kind of like, but at the same time, it was like I was never really repulsed.
Right.
I feel like now it's grown a lot more, like that I'm really like you. But before it was more, I was just like meh. I would say my affinity, like I didn't really have an affinity towards men. I was very like neutral about everything, which I found confusing because everyone's like, yeah, if you're gay, then you think everything is completely disgusting. And it wasn't like I thought it was good. I was like, it was very brick wall. Like maybe I blocked blocked everything out, and I was like, like it's not, it's not like the worst thing in the entire world. Yeah. But it's also not great by any means. Yeah. And then also I remember feeling really like embarrassed by any guy I ever like dated, weirdly, like internally. It wasn't like I was embarrassed because I didn't think they were good enough for me or something. It was like I was embarrassed because like I just knew it was like off-putting to myself. Yeah. And I also just remember kind of the icky, like I would always get like icked out. Like it was just like kind of like I was like grossed out by them and kind of like embarrassed of them because I didn't think they were like cute, essentially. I didn't think they were like, I just didn't connect with them. Yeah. So like going out with them felt like fraudulent activity. Like going out with them, and well, it did. It feels forced and fake, kind of, right? Like, so you have that weird feeling.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. So we did connect on that then.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is more, okay, all the children out there, the tiny children, close your ears. No.
Turn it off.
But in terms of like the sexual side of things, I feel like you start to like almost like not fantasize, but like your head starts going into like a what would it be like to be with a woman. I think that happens to a lot of people. Yeah. And I think that a lot of people like do chalk it up to like it's natural, which it is, and it's curiosity, which it could be. Yeah. But I think for when you're gay, it's like the nth degree because it's like eventually it's like that's all you're like thinking about, unless you're bi, and then that's different, or unless you're on the spectrum in a different way, it's different. We're just talking about it from like a lesbian lens, okay? Yeah. Like, let's make that very clear. We're talking about our own experiences. Yeah. So yeah, like I think for me, it was very much only wanting to explore the sexual side of things with women. Like I kept catching myself not even thinking about guys. It was all girls all the time. And I think that even if you're bi and you're watching this, it's like, yeah, there might be fantasies about men, but just as much men, you're going to have women. Or if you're not completely down the middle, like there's still going to be some type of a fantasy or like a want to sexually explore things with the same
Unless
sex.
You're asexual.
Unless you're asexual, but neither of us are, so
we're just talking about things that like would happen for a lot of people if you're queer and you're figuring it out.
And I think most people can understand that that's what we're trying to do.
And that's what happened to me. That's what happened to me too. It was kind of like I just like as soon as I went to university and I started seeing these people I was actually finally attracted to, I absolutely was like thinking about it and being like, oh, like I wonder what that would be like. And it's like a very like you can't get it out of your brain because you start to think like, oh, like, you know, like I'm so attracted to this person. Like, I remember having like butterflies and being like, oh my god, like just like really like excited, you know, and like just you feel physically drawn. Yeah. And you can't get it out of your head. Yep. Yeah. And then the last one is basically just like an idea or something to like think about is that like if you're having a lot of curiosity and even the fact that you're like looking up videos like this and watching them because you actually are like you're still confused, like there is a decent likelihood that you're somewhat on the spectrum. It doesn't mean that you have to like fully identify as gay or lesbian or like bi or anything else, but like if you're looking up am I gay and my gay quizzes and my gay videos, like things like that, like if you have that much curiosity and you've been thinking about it for a while and you're like, I can't make sense of it in my head, like the likelihood is that you are somewhere on the spectrum. You have your answer. Even if it's just a little bit off straight.
Like I think the fact that you're looking up this video, it's like you have your answer, you're just in denial about it because you don't want to actually like admit it. Yes. But I also do think like 2022 on the cusp of 2023, like if you don't know, there's nothing wrong with exploring. Yeah. Like if you're curious, explore. There's tons of people out there that are willing to explore with curious, bi-curious, whatever curious you identify as. Like, there's tons of people out there that are just like, yeah, like I'm down to like explore with you. Like, that's cool. You can find someone that's also trying to explore that as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, like you were saying, I think at the end of the day, like once there's that curiosity there, like it's probably for a reason.
Most people that are this curious and go to like think about it for this long, it's like once they explore and they normally come to the conclusion that there's some type of queer, and there is a community of people obviously that were curious and then were like, nah, it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
But like I would say that more often than not, if you spend that long, like for me, I spent a long time having weird like intrusive thoughts about being gay and being like, haha, that'd be funny if I was gay. That's so hilarious. And then it like ended up being like, oh my god, I had like a weird like hallelujah snap of my fingers when everything came together for me. And it's like I had literally years and years of that weird curiosity like that kept picking into my brain a little bit. And then all of a sudden I had one day, I think a couple days, where it was just like it was like a snap of my fingers and I was like, oh my god, it all makes sense. What the hell? So like that's what happens for a lot of people. Exactly. Honestly. Is that you spend a lot of time in denial trying to figure it out, and curiosity a lot of times
leads to something.
It draws to its own conclusion.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Alright guys, well that is the end of that video. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we're dropping late
bangers. And thank you guys so much. Happy Vlogmas. We're gonna be posting every single day for the rest of December and onward probably. Yes. And we love you guys so much, and yeah, if you guys have any ideas for us or anything you want to talk about what we talked about in the video, put it down below. If you're wondering if you're gay and you have questions, put them down below. We answer every single person, and yeah.
And we will see you in the next video. We love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.